What up, y'all? It's Isaiah Lynch.
Your boy Keith Burnett.
Jericho Sunbright.
Raywayne Young.
And we are the Young Kingz Podcast.
So first things first, I want to thank you for having us. And I want to ask you who you are exactly.
Hey, I am Jessica Rivera with Empowering You Everywhere. Thank y'all for having me today. Appreciate it.
So can you tell us anything about what empowering the youth everywhere it really is? Like, what is that?
Yeah, so I'll give you guys actually a little backstory. So about 12 years ago, I was living in Massachusetts, and I actually came up with this idea. It was actually called Empowering Youth Everywhere, and I had started on Facebook. Just wanted to encourage youth. My entire career, I've worked with at-risk youth, so just wanted to be a support system, just do quotes and things like that. Fast forward to last year, I actually changed it to Empowering You Everywhere. Because it's more than just youth that I wanted to reach. I wanted to reach men, I wanted to reach women. And so it is Empowering You Everywhere now. It has really branched out. And so basically we focus on helping people overcome barriers and adversity. We encourage resilience, and we do focus on suicide awareness and domestic violence awareness, as well as helping the youth.
That's beautiful.
That is absolutely amazing. Keith, do you have anything to comment on that?
Yeah, one thing I wanted to ask, like, what, made you want to focus on helping people with their mental health and stuff?
Well, unfortunately, I actually had a cousin who took her life. I believe this year is going to be 6 years. And just to be fully transparent, like, I've struggled with mental health quite a bit. Even, every now and then I go through like anxiety, things like that. And so I just know that it's something that needs to be addressed. When I was in 9th grade, I actually had a friend of mine who also took his life. And so it was just really taking those experiences, whether personal or having people close to me that I truly cared about, and just knowing that it does need to be discussed, because there's a lot of people out there who are struggling with it, and there's a lot of stigma. And so I just wanted to be a support system to help everyone else navigate, dealing with mental health challenges.
Yeah, I think that's very good. Like, we had 2 students last year who committed suicide. It was very sad.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah. And I'm jumping the gun a little bit here, but I want to ask you, you said something about being a support system. Like, how can we as young men, backtrack a little bit. What are some of the signs that someone with mental health might be struggling with that they might not even say, but we can recognize?
Yeah, so you definitely want to be mindful of changes in behavior, right? So if people, you notice they're kind of like, how you say that, extroverts. So they like to socialize. They like to be around a lot of people. And then you see they're starting to isolate themselves. They're not coming out as much. They're not doing things that they enjoy. They're having changes in their eating. That's another sign, whether people stop eating or they're overeating. That's another sign. Definitely want to be watchful for any visible signs of self-harm, so cutting. That's something that I've noticed working with a lot of students. Immediately you'll see it like on their arms, but they do cut in other places like their legs and things like that. Definitely want to be watchful of or pay attention to the things that people are saying, right? So I had a conversation with a group of friends recently, and a comment that was made in that conversation was just like, I don't like my life, And so someone in that conversation followed up with the question of, I have to ask you, are you thinking about harming yourself? And I thought that was really important to ask, because those can be the signs in conversation when you're saying, I hate my life, I don't want to live anymore, things like that. So you have to be mindful of what people are saying and what they're not saying, right? So in behavior, making certain comments, when you see people start writing notes, giving away their things, all those type of things are definitely signs that people will be struggling. Also, if they start doing things that they don't do, they start using drugs, they start drinking, or if they were doing those things before, they're doing it more excessively, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of those things are signs that someone may be struggling with mental health.
Okay.
Also, for students, I just want to put out there as well, like grades declining is also a big thing to watch out for. Irritability, just changes in behavior is a big warning sign that someone may be struggling with mental health.
Okay. A question for you, Miss Jessica. So, for a student or an adult, just anybody, if they have like problems or something and they seem to think that, they don't have it figured out, they don't know where to search for that help, where would you tell them to look for that help?
I definitely would want to encourage you students, you young men, to definitely find a trusted adult. I think it's great that sometimes you guys have a friend in which you confide in and you're like, hey, I'm struggling in this area, bro. Whatever. That's how you guys say it, bro, right? And that's great. But the thing is that you guys have such a loyalty to each other that you would not tell an adult all the time. You're like, okay, my friend confided in me about this situation. I can't tell anybody. I'm breaking bro code or whatever have you. But what you don't realize is you can heighten that person's probability of them harming themselves because you're not an adult and maybe you don't know the resources to provide to them, right? So definitely I would say tell them to find a trusted adult, right? Whether it's a teacher, whether it's a mentor, a pastor, somebody in the community that they look up to, or your parent. Go home and talk to your parent and be like, hey, I was having a conversation with my homeboy and this is what he said and I'm really worried. Like, I need help. What direction can I point him in? So I think that's really important. Also, utilizing 988. Are you guys familiar with that?
No, not at all. What's that? Can you explain?
Yes, that is like the national number for anyone struggling with like suicidal ideations. Mm-hmm. So you can text or call, and then a counselor will like come on the line and talk to you. So that is really important for you guys to know that number and have that information. I would definitely encourage try therapy. And I'm sure at some point in this interview we'll talk about the stigmas and things like that about therapy. But I encourage it. I'm in therapy. I've been in therapy as long as I can remember, and I know a lot of men who are in therapy as well. Give it a try. And it might take a while to find like a therapist that you connect with, that you build trust. It takes a little bit to build rapport, but it is very helpful. But yeah, I would definitely say those are the good starting points. And then, of course, connect with us. You guys are locked in with us now. So if you feel like you're struggling in whatever area it is, Mr. Knight has our information. I'll share the information before I go. But you guys can definitely reach out and we could assist you guys to connect you guys with resources.
Definitely.
Appreciate that.
Of course. That's what we're here for.
That's beautiful.
All right, one more thing, to make the mood a little happier, because it's all sad right now. What's some of the moments like you enjoy out of really like helping, or what's like some moments you've already had, or milestones you've hit while like being able to help like young kids?
Yeah, I love that question.
Yeah.
So again, we are fairly new. We actually just had our first birthday, April 23rd. Okay. So that was, thank you. That was super exciting. We launched the Empower Closet. And so I previously was working at a local high school. And so through the nonprofit, we were providing at-risk homeless youth with clothing, shoes, and hygiene products. So that is something that we continue to provide for any student that is going through homelessness and you're lacking those basic necessities. We can assist to provide that for you guys. So that was big. Also, last September, we launched our first annual Chalk the Walk. And to give you the little backstory, so I'm from up north. I'm from New York. And so that's like very popular up north, I guess. And so it's basically you take chalk and you just go around in the community and you put a bunch of like positive quotes and things like that. And I kept getting no. Like I was asking certain people, like, how do I do this? Do I have to get a permit? And I kept getting no. And then I reached out to the Florida Department of Health, and they were all for it. And so I think Mr. Knight might have been there, if I remember correctly. But, we went down there by West Airport Boulevard, the Florida Department of Health, and we chalked the walk, and it was great. So that was a great event that we had. Also, we did, thank you. Also, we did a suicide awareness webinar for parents. That was super awesome. What else have we done? We did a suicide awareness event for teens. So that was great. That was actually in collaboration with Elevation Training Academy, which is an awesome resource for you guys to have. They do sports training. Very, very great people. Shout out to ETA. We did that, and then last month we did our women's empowerment event. And so we've had quite a few events that we've done, which were really, really, really awesome and impactful. I've seen the impact that we've had on the community. So with the Empower Closet, from August to last month, we were able to serve about 75 students with clothes, hygiene products and shoes. So that was really awesome. So yeah, we've been busy. We've been busy, but there definitely is a lot more that I would like our organization to do, especially when it comes to the teen population. I just need boots on the ground. So definitely glad to be locked in with you guys. I'm excited for what we're going to be doing, in the months to come. But definitely looking for you guys to kind of step in and be leaders in your community alongside us. So, yeah.
Thank you, Ms. J.
You got any little ideas that you could flash to us that you might have?
Yeah, so I actually brought some flyers for you guys. So I'm in the process of launching the Empowered Voices Committee. And so basically it's just a committee of people, like whether it's male or female, young or old. I want teens on deck, though. Basically, it's just a committee of people for us to talk about what ideas we can do as an organization to support people in the community. And the reason why it's so important for me to have you guys as voices on that committee is because you guys are a big population that we serve. And so I want to be able to know, what do you guys like to do? I would like to launch a life skills and leadership camp. So looking for, if you guys need community service hours and you want to be leaders in those programs, I would absolutely love to have you guys.
Sounds good.
There was something that you said that you did up north. It was called the Walk the Chalk.
Yeah, Chalk the Walk.
Chalk the Walk. I'm sorry. I was gonna ask, you think any other what was it, kind of festivals they would have up north you can bring down to Florida, or any other things besides that are similar to Chalk the Walk that we could do down here?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head, but that's exactly what the committee is about. It's about us coming around the table to talk about different ideas and events that we can incorporate to bring empowerment into the community, especially into you guys' population, in your schools, in your immediate communities. So definitely, I can see your wheels are turning already with ideas. So yeah, we'll have to get together and get this committee going.
I do have
Sure.
one question. If someone who's struggling with mental health or what's one thing? Actually, what negative stigma do black males put on mental health? Because I know, even within my family, within, being a black male, a lot of times it's seen as, go sit down somewhere. And I've seen that within, my friends' lives or within, my brother struggles with. He's actually in the mental hospital right now for mental health. So, what's, a stigma that we can take off and we can really just lift the veil and understand that it's real and it does happen?
Yeah, I appreciate that question. Definitely something I'm prepared to touch on. I think, unfortunately, it's been very generational, right? I think especially young black men, minorities in general, there's been the stigma of you have to be strong. You can't show emotion. Oh, crying, you're a sissy. That's for girls. Don't be too emotional. And what has not been cultivated is understanding that being in touch with your emotions is emotional intelligence. And it's being vulnerable, it's having transparency, and it's a strength. And it's a very good skill and attribute to possess. Because when you are able to be in touch with your emotions, then it makes it easier for you to be in touch with other people's emotions, for you to be aware of what they have going on as well. And it helps you formulate relationships and maintain them. Because when you lack that emotional intelligence, you're not going to have communication. You're going to lack empathy, right? And so I want you guys to walk away from this podcast knowing that it's not about you're weak. It's not about you're a man and you can't show. No, it's the opposite. As a woman telling you guys, women, as you go in to have your personal, like, intimate relationships with women, right? I want you guys to know we like that. we like that, and we want that. We want to be in partnership with a man who is empathetic, who has good communication skills, who's not afraid to say, hey, like, I feel down. Like, I'm struggling today. I'm having a hard time. Yeah. Because what happens is when you guys lack that emotional intelligence, that's when behavior problems start. That's when you start having anger issues. That's when you addictions start, right? It's the truth. Like, that's when those things happen because you don't know what to do with the internal turmoil that's happening inside of you. It's okay to talk to another man about how you're feeling. It's okay to talk to a woman about how you're feeling. And we understand that you guys as men, you guys have pressures too, especially young black men, right? You guys go through different things that perhaps other people don't go through. And so it makes it harder, you know? And then as you continue to grow up and you become the leader of your family and you have to be the provider and you're raising children, those are more pressures that are added onto you guys. And it's okay to be like, yo, I'm overwhelmed. Like, this is a lot. Like, mentally, I just can't. It's okay to have to step away and take a break. But I definitely think the stigma is basically also not wanting to be targeted or that's not the word I was looking for. To have a label. Yeah. To have a label of like, oh, I got depression or diagnosis. Like, oh, I'm bipolar or it's more a stereotype, right? It's more better that you go and you get the help that you needed because that's a win. That's not a L.
I know one thing that like a lot of men say and that like a lot of men believe in is, and I actually was just talking to one of my youth leaders yesterday at church about this. He said, you keep saying, I just gotta, instead of like actually, instead of saying, I need help. You know, it's like as a man, it's like, I just gotta do this. And like, I don't know, what's that? How do we overcome that barrier of just, I just gotta, instead of like asking for help or saying, no, I'm weak and I need help in this area.
But sometimes it just requires a little help, you know, a little push. Like, yo, when was the last time you actually really checked up on your mental health? You feel me? Like, questions like that, I feel like formulate an idea that maybe I am not okay and it's okay to get help. You know, that's my answer to that right there.
Right. I think the first thing is acceptance. And that's across the board with a lot of things. If you're battling with something, let's say even addiction, if you can't admit I'm an addict, that's your first. I've been having a lot of different conversations with a lot of community leaders and a lot of people that are close to me. One of the most difficult things to do in life is to look at yourself in the mirror. That is so hard because that reflection, it's either going to tell you some things you like about yourself or it's going to be like, nah, man, you ain't right in this area. And that's okay because you know what? There's power in being able to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I want to be the best version of myself, and so this is an area that I'm going to have to work on. And then saying, you know what, but I also think I may not be able to do that on my own. So let me reach out to somebody. Okay. And you said something really important that I want to touch on, asking the hard questions. Because when you're in conversation or you're noticing those things, right, that maybe not be verbal, but you might be seeing your friends are showing signs, right, that they're considering harming themselves, right? It's okay to ask, and studies have proven this, are you thinking about taking your life? That does not make someone want to do it more. But it's okay. Do you have a plan? What is your plan? It's okay to ask those questions. So when's the last time you checked up on your mental health? And that's why you never know what somebody is going through. There's this thing I saw on Instagram. It's like a reel. And it's a bunch of people walking, and I've seen it in the version of cars driving too, and they have little words over them. And it's like, this person's father just passed. This person just lost their job. This person's pet died. This person flunked out of college, whatever it may be. There's a whole, I don't know how many students are in this room right now, but we don't know what each of these students are going through. You don't know what their home life is like. You don't know if they're going through a situation in their personal relationship. You don't know if they're battling something with their health. You don't know if they're battling addiction. We have no idea what's happening in this room right now. And so always putting yourself in a position where you can empower somebody to just be like, hey, man, what's up? Like, keep your head up. You strong. You a king. you're going to be successful, affirming each other. That's super important because you never know what somebody's going through.
You the birthday.
Definitely. I was gonna say I wanted to
What does that mean? You the birthday?
It's a
What's
good
that?
thing. It's a good thing. I had wanted to add to what you was just saying. I was gonna say it definitely all of that comes with definitely like humility, like being able to be humble enough to know like you weak in some areas, and there might be somebody who you know or you may look up to that's stronger in that area, and like some people, man, they might be like envious of a person because they might be better at something than they doing. So even if it's oh, why is that person so happy all the time and I'm so sad, like people always call like Jericho like he a bundle of joy, like literally they be hating on him because he be happy
He used to come
and
to
smiley
school
all the
at
time.
6 a.m. smiling in the cafeteria, like, what you smiling for, man?
But you know what?
Tired.
You don't know what it might have taken him to get to that place. And that's the thing. Sometimes what's the word I'm looking for?
Like,
We like are jealous of what other people have
Yeah,
or where they
exactly.
are in their life, but you don't know what they had to do to get
you
to
could
that
be
place.
envious of somebody and whole
Right.
time they might have went through
Right.
man, like you don't even know.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
But I like what you said. It's good to be able to look up to somebody that is maybe more mature in a certain area or has more life experience. To be like, okay, I don't have it all put together, but my boy over here, he knows what I could do, so I'm gonna go chop it up with him.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And get some advice.
Okay.
I remember
Another thing.
in
Oh, go ahead.
9th grade. No, it was 10th grade. We were in Spanish. It was me and Jericho in there. And, like, our whole group was talking. I remember our whole group was talking. And our Spanish teacher, she yelled. She was like, Jericho, did you finish your book work? And she was so mad at him. And he was just sitting there laughing like, my bad, I'll do it now. And I was just like, why are you happy? Like, we all talking and she just come for you and you just sitting there smiling. Like,
Yeah, I remember like if I wasn't there, she would go for Tavion. If Tavion wasn't there, she would go for me. Like, and everybody would be talking, but for somebody, I don't know. I feel
he
like
asking me to call Jericho when he's not there. Like, yo, leave him alone. He's not even here.
but it was funny. That's funny.
That's crazy. I was gonna ask, do you have any questions for us? Like any questions for us?
Yeah.
I know we've been
So
doing a lot of
I would
questions.
like to know how long have you guys been in the program? That would be it. So it's like a question with a
Okay,
follow
so
up.
let's go down. Let's
Yeah.
do me and then let's go down. So actually, this is my first year, but I want to say like I kind of already been in the class because I used to come in like my junior and like sophomore year a little bit because I had friends that weren't here. So I would come around, get to know everybody. They would basically like explain the class to me and stuff. Unfortunately, like I didn't really get to join earlier because I had like intensive classes and stuff like that. But once I got out of that, my schedule got more free. I chose it this year, and it's definitely been an impact heavily.
Awesome.
And I made new connections, made brothers.
Very good.
So, as well as Ray, I've been in here for 1 year, but like any opportunity I could like to be around the Young Men of Excellence, I would always take it. Like on a field trip they had, I'll make sure I tagged along and I saw them doing their chant and just like how much of a brotherhood they had. And I was like, dang, I would love to be in this class. And I didn't understand why people always like, I would talk to some kids in there that like, they said, man, I hate you wearing a uniform. And I used to be like, why? Like, y'all have so much, it's so tough. Like, y'all have such a,
Uniform is better than your casual
That's
fit, bro. Like, might as well wear it.
might as well put that shirt on Thursday. But yeah, like Ray said, I felt like connected to the class even before I was in it. So yeah, it's my first year.
Nice.
For me, yeah, it's definitely my first year too. I heard about it a couple times in different grades, but I didn't really know what it was, and I thought it was just one of those classes that they just assigned to you. I didn't know that you had to actually try to get into the class. But when I found out that you had to try to get into the class, I was looking for a reason to get more involved because I was kind of getting bored and I was ready to drop out. So I was like, I need something to keep me going. So I tried joining the class, and a whole bunch of my friends did too, and I feel like we all just ended up growing a lot closer.
Good for you.
Yeah, similar to everybody here. It's my first year. It's my first year here. Me personally, I didn't know about the Young Men of Excellence until my senior year. I was realizing that a lot of my friends were leaving that were in this class. So I'm like, yo, what was this class even about? And once I asked them that, they like started exploding on me. Like, yo, you don't know what the Young Men of Excellence is? You don't know what? And they started really getting mad at me. So I'm like, you know what? let me.
What you mean you don't know what it is?
You don't know about this shit.
I'm like, so I'm like, you know what? Let me see what this is about. I go to my counselor to try to like get it situated and like get the class. yo, I figured out we had to go through an interview. I'm like, what?
Serious stuff.
Something different.
I
We
was
had to go through
scared
an
the whole
interview.
day.
Now my heart thumping about joining a class. Like,
Wow.
what? So I joined the class, and it's been fun ever since. Been more brotherhood, been more in tune to be at school. Actually waking up with some, oh yeah, I get to go to Young Men
So you got ambition.
Only
Yeah.
class I'm gonna miss. Every other class,
I got a few classes I'm gonna miss.
So that was the follow-up question. The follow-up question was, what are you guys leaving this school year taking away from the program?
Okay.
I feel like leadership and courage, some confidence too.
Yeah, definitely. Skill. I can't speak. So definitely working on my team building skills. You know, especially with the podcast. A few attempts messed up, but you know, eventually we get the flow going. We enter the flow state. We ended up chatting. Other things I learned from I keep saying Young Kingz podcast. I mean, Young Men of Excellence is just don't be scared to voice your opinions. You know, every time we went on a field trip, I'm the first person to ask a question.
Oh, we know.
Everybody hates this. Everybody hates this.
We trying to go. They tell us any more questions? Just
I'm asking. Anytime they ask any more questions, I'm asking several. I need my answers, and I love asking. You know, this class really empowered me to be more in tune to ask regardless of anything, you know?
Yeah, we be trying to hit the cafeteria to get some food. I got another question. Hey, come on, man. We hungry.
For me, I would say definitely strength and like courage to be able to, you know, just break out of certain things that's holding you back and really push to your full potential. Like it would be at times, like for me, I do music. So I got a like home garage studio / type, man cave type of thing. So there'll be days like I really wouldn't be in there. I'll be down in myself, but it's like really connected with my brothers and like seeing them like do great in the things that they do, like Jericho doing good with his volleyball, keep going in the trade. Everybody really finding their own avenues and seeing how like many people really support me, really showed me like, you know, like I have no choice but to be strong and be courageous in everything that I do because I got people supporting me, and not only are they supporting me, but it's like I got to be able to support myself. So
What you do for music?
I play drums. And I'm learning the piano, and then I also have a guitar and a bass that I'm gonna learn.
I got to connect for you with music, Mayitza.
All right,
I just talked about this earlier. It's about the people you know.
Yeah, literally.
Just
yeah,
talked
yeah.
about this earlier.
You have any more questions for us?
I would say,
Wait, he
hey, you
he
trying to
gotta
skip
go.
my turn?
My fault.
Nah, just playing.
I messed up the flow. My bad.
Yeah, I would say something Keith just said before I started. Just how many people actually do support me in so many ways. I feel like that's just something that like this class just highlighted to me. Whether it's Keith calling me, be like, "Yo, come to school," or me like he said during volleyball or senior night. So many people showed up. We had a playoff game the other day. The principal was there, the athletic director there. So many people from Lyman was there. And for the first time, my coach said, give them something to believe in, because we're the first team in years to even win a playoff game.
Wow.
So even though we didn't win, it was like. It was cool, and I took it real hard on myself, but it was cool to know, like he said, being strong and courageous for those who, like, do believe in you. And also, I would say, being able to just, like, believe in myself. 'Cause I used to be real, like, nervous, and, like, I used to be, like, real outgoing when it comes to, like, talking a lot. But if I was to, like, stand up in front of a whole class, I would be, like, shaking a little bit. Like, I could never, even if it was something little, like, remember elementary school, science fair, like, stuff like that, I would be so scared just talking in front of people. But, like, since joining this class, I realize I know who I am. I know, like, I can articulate myself well, and I can speak, and I can explain, like, what I want to. So even, like, the other day I had a class, I had to present 2 slides for a project in ELA. And I went up there, like, I wasn't even thinking about it because it was so, like, second nature to just be like, I'm finna just talk about my project. It's not that big a deal. Like, it's okay. You can't do it. So, yeah.
And look at you on a podcast now.
On
I
a
love
podcast.
It.
Yes.
I love it. So exciting.
All you need to do now is just work on getting up on time. You better not be late to graduation. Dude.
Nah, most
Don't be
definitely,
late.
and that's something I need to work on, because I'm not late to things I care about. It's the things that I don't see purpose in, and I need to learn. Like Mr. Knight said, I know this quote. I have it as saved as a wallpaper. The effort you give when optional prepares you for when it's needed. Yes, that's the quote. And I saw that, took a picture of it, and I saved it as my wallpaper because, like, even though I struggle, that's something I want to live by. Like, even though I don't see purpose in, you know, going to this class or that class, like I said, like, at this, my teacher, Spanish is not even a hard class, but like, this year I didn't need it on my schedule. But at the same time, like, I should have went, and now like I talked to my counselor about it. She was like, you don't need to graduate, but it's still gonna be against your GPA. She's like, you don't even have to go no more because at this point your grade's too low to even pass it. It's like, instead of just like me being like, I didn't need that class, who cares? Because I used to be sitting in class, I used to be so bored, but like, if I would have gave that effort, like, you know what I mean, like, who knows where it could take me? Because now that's one less opportunity I could have had with like bright futures. Because you need 2 Spanish years, but now I don't got it.
Hola,
so,
¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
See?
Yes,
You learned
ma'am.
something in that
A
class.
little bit, but yeah, that's yes, ma'am.
Awesome. I love it. That's great.
Do you have any more questions for us?
Not that I could think of, but I am super excited about us staying Wait, who's the senior? Who's graduating?
All of us.
Oh my goodness.
Lord.
Well,
Wait.
y'all could still be locked in. Yeah, it's because we don't have an age. Like, we do empowerment for teens, men. So if you guys still want to be impacting your communities and your friends, and you want to be a part of this movement, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Keith,
guys are more than
you
welcome.
got something to say?
Wait.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I just got one question. We had these stack of papers here. I just wanted to figure out what they were.
Oh, these are
Man,
just my
stop
notes.
trying to ask me.
These are my notes.
Oh, your notes. Okay. My bad.
Keith, you was right. Keith,
You know, I always got questions.
go ahead. Keith, I think you got something to say. Close it. Come on, leave us with something.
All right. So y'all mental health is a real struggle. You know, it doesn't make you weak, but staying silent does more damage than speaking up. So check on your people, check on yourself, and, you know, just look out for each other, man. You know, at the end of the day, we the only people that we got. Show love, show kindness, be supportive,
Yes.
and, you know, check on your homies.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Why?